Hello there, this is a Lonesome Gamer and I'm playing Conquest of Planet Earth by Flying Frog Productions today. As you can see, this is not the usual Flying Frog style. This is a more cinematic style or photographic style with their actors, like in Last Night on Earth or Fortune and Glory. It's a more cartoony style, but I like that. I think it looks really cool. It fits to the theme. The goal of the game is to gain terror points. You need the number of players multiplied with 8, and that's the number that you need to win the game in the cooperative game. You can play this game also in a competitive way, but I'm going to play it in in the cooperative way. I'm going to play with 2 players actually, the red one and over here the yellow one. They're both from the same alien race, the Foam Guild Mages, with their big heads here. They have special abilities. It says at the start of each of your turns, roll a d6. On the roll of 4, 5 or 6, gain 1 alien menace token. You need these alien menace tokens to activate the other abilities. There is necromancy. Use 1 alien menace token to choose any soft resistance card out of the discard pile and add its strength to your alien strength total for 1 fight. And we have a warp blast, but that needs 3 tokens. Use 3 alien menace tokens for automatically score a crushing victory in a fight. Okay, so these are special abilities, and we have a strength of 2. Which is pretty weak, but we have an intelligence of 4, and yeah, that's quite good. The intelligence is the maximum hand limit, so we can hold up to 4 cards at the end of the turn. The board is set. On the landing sites are 4 flying saucers. Well, actually they look a little bit like palm trees or so, but if you take a closer look, this is the saucer, this is the deadly beam, and down here you got a bad explosion. And every player just has these 4 saucers. There are no more flying saucers he can bring into play. And the same here on the side of the yellow player. And in the middle of the board is the capital city. This is an extra special, an extra precious target, because it gives you 5 terror points. You can see the number of terror points you gain if you control that here on the left. But it's also pretty strong. It has a pretty strong defense. It says defense value of 3, and then there is a special ability that the resistance has on this location. It says +2 to their strength total. So this is going to be hard to conquer. The other locations are not revealed yet, so you have to explore them. You move with your sources on these locations, draw one of these location cards, and then you find out what happens. There are also event cards for the aliens, good events that will help the aliens, and there is some space stuff that you can, well, buy actually, that will also give you some advantages. On the other side, there are event cards for the humans, which are bad for the aliens, of course. There are resistance cards, which will show you what you have to fight on a location. And there are human tech cards over there. And the humans will probably develop their technological further on during the war. So it's going to be harder and harder to fight them. There is also this human tech track, which works as a kind of turn counter actually. Normally in every turn you move this thing one step further, and if it's here, the humans have the terrible super cannon which will blast your ships out of orbit. So you have to kill them before turn 10. You have to, well, not to kill them, but you have to get enough terror points, which will in our case in a 2-player game be 16, to win the game before they got this super cannon. Okay, every player starts the game with an alien menace token. So here we have the yellow player. I took this marker here to remember that his cards and his menace tokens are on this side of the table. So he's got a menace token, and the red one got a menace token. And then I draw the event cards the player start with. And they are allowed to draw 4 event cards each, because they have an intelligence of 4. So let's find out. This is Gear Up. This is a good card. It will allow us to draw a space stuff card. And all part of the master plan. It's good, that will give us more action points. Another Gear Up, very good. And that is We Come in Peace. That allows us to automatically win a fight. Great. Okay, red player now draws his cards. What is that thing? Okay, that allows us to gain more alien menace tokens, also very useful. That is Diplomatic Withdrawal. Well, that helps us to retreat and not to be destroyed. Feeding on the Dead, that simply gives us some additional terror points, which is very good because it's the goal of the game to gain enough terror points. And then the last card is Coordinated Attack. Well, that gives us an extra fight dice, and not just this alien but both of them for the whole turn. So yeah, pretty good cards. And so then we place one random resistance counter or marker on every board piece. So we got to place 3 altogether. Here is our resistance cup, and I blindly take one for the upper board tile, and this is an infantry marker. And we roll a die, and here you can see the numbers. It says 1, 2 and so on, and you roll the die, and the result will tell you where to place the marker. So that's a 4, so we place that here. And we do the same for the next tile. This is a tank, okay. And that's a 6. And that is down here then. And finally, we draw the third one. And these are fighter planes. Okay, they're pretty strong. There are only the reds. Yeah, that's a 1. Okay. So. Okay. So let's start the game. Yellow will go first. And the first thing they're going to do is it's an action point roll. But because these guys are masters of magic, they are allowed to roll the d6 to determine if they gain an alien menace token. During the game I will do it the following way, because I don't want to roll twice every time. I roll 2 dice. The red one is for this magic Masters of Magic roll, and the white one is the action point roll. So yellow starts, and he has got 6 action points, and he's got a 6 here. So he gains an alien menace token. Here we are. And he's got 6 action points. And I'm gonna place that 6 here just as a reminder. And then the red player rolls. And he's got 5 action points and a 2, which is not good enough for an alien menace token. The player with the lower action points goes first, so he starts. And he's gonna move now. And I'm thinking, because I'm really weak and I haven't killed anybody, so I can't wake anyone from the dead. So I think I'm gonna go with my whole force, and I'm gonna go down here and yeah, explore that location. Okay, so now I draw a location card, and that's a forest. This is bad because it doesn't give you anything, any advantage. You have 0 terror. You don't have to fight either, but well, it's actually a wasted turn. So we place that here, and that's it. And these were 4 action points, because every movement with 1 saucer is 1 action point. And then I have 1 action point left, and I could use this card. It says, what is that thing? And this number here, that 1, says that I need to spend 1 action point to use that card. And I can gain D3 alien menace tokens. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to roll a die. That's a 3. And because it's a D3, this gives me 2 alien menace tokens. And this card goes on the discard pile. Okay. And finally we're going to refill our hand here. We are allowed to draw 1 more card. And this is the Alien Arms Trader, and that's a play immediately card. And this is good, because during their turn any player may pay 3 action points to draw a space stuff card. Limit once per turn. That is good, because we have to gear up and we need these space stuff cards. Okay. So now it's the yellow player, and he's got 6 action points. Okay. Okay, he's actually pretty good. I think yeah, well, what he's gonna do is, well, first of all, he's gonna play that card. It says all part of the master plan. And that card would allow him to gain 2 more action points. So I've got now 8 action points. Then I will play these cards. It says gear up. 1 action point per card to play that. And each card allows us to draw a space stuff card. So that's what we're going to do. We play these 2 cards. And then we are allowed to draw 2 space stuff cards. So this is turbocharged saucers. Okay, it says, when moving, your aliens may now move 2 spaces for every action point spent, skipping over any space not landed on. That's great. 1.21 gigawatts of power. 0 to 300,000 in under 10 seconds. And I even like the color. Okay, great. So this is exactly what we want. And the second card is Ravgar Thought Probe. Okay, so what is that? Discard at any time to look at another player's hand of event cards. This is not so interesting, but here, discard at any time to immediately gain 2 alien menace tokens or to win a fight on a tie result. Okay. Oh, that's not such a good card, but okay. So then we have 6 action points remaining actually, and now I think I'm really gonna spend 3 of them to draw another space stuff card. So let's do that with the alien arms trader. That's a secondary brain unit. Intelligence +1. Okay, that's cool because it allows us to keep 1 more card. Okay, so these are the, yeah, here we are. And then we can move about 3 of our flying saucers, and we go here and we attack this infantry here. But first we got to draw a location card, and that says grassy fields. That's again a waste, no points, no defense either. But we got to fight the infantry, and the good thing is if I kill them, oh no, it's actually no, there is no use for that at all. But okay, let's fight it. Combat is really simple. You have that strength value here, that's a 3, and I got 3 times my strength of 2, so I got 6. And that means every side now rolls 1 die and adds their strength value to the die roll, and well, the higher result wins. If anybody rolls a 6, it's a victory, no matter what the other the strength of the other faction is. So let's roll. The red die is the Earthlings. Oh, and that's 2 6s actually. So that's a draw, and we gotta roll again. Wait a minute, didn't we have something? Okay, we could actually discard this to win a fight on a tie result, but well, it's not such a hard fight, so I think I'm gonna roll again here. And the Earthlings have a 2, I have a 5, and I have a strength of 6 anyway, so this is definitely a win on my side. And I'm gonna kill these guys, and well, that's it. The grassy field are mine, but it's not really a good thing. Okay, so this was now the... No, it's not over yet. He can actually refill his hand, and remember, he's got one more intelligence, so he's got an intelligence of 5 now, so he can draw now 4 event cards. Okay, that's one of these cards we had earlier on already, a card that allows us to gain more mayonnaise tokens. And that's the second one. We come in peace again, that's great, that allows us to win a battle. The third card, Martian Recon. Well, we should have had this before. It allows us to draw another location card. And then we can draw the last card, and that's another Gear Up, another Space Stuff card. So, well, actually this player really has a lot of space stuff already. He might become pretty strong. Okay. So now, after the aliens had their turn, we're gonna go to the first resistance phase. And first thing we do is we draw a resistance event card. So let's do it. And that says Freedom Fighters. Okay. And we're gonna read the red text here. And it says roll a d6 for every alien on any player board section. It is destroyed on the roll of 4 or higher. Oh, well, this is tough actually. Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, that's really bad. And I'm just wondering if I got something to cancel that card, but no, I don't think so. Okay, so let's start with this one. On the landing side, we roll for that one, and that's a 1. So he stays alive. And then these 3, I rolled 3 dice for them. And, well, one of them is actually destroyed. Okay, so that goes back to the player, and he can bring this back into play for 1 action point. He can bring this back into play on his landing side, which is there. And now it's these 4 saucers. I roll 4 dice for them. Let's hope for the best here. Oh yeah, that was okay. So it's just 1 destroyed, 1 destroyed ship. So I think we were overall pretty lucky. Could have been much worse. Okay, so that was the event. And then we check for location liberation. Well, that's not necessary at the moment because we haven't even conquered a location. Then we move the human tech track. Okay, so we move this marker from 0 to 1. Then we move the resistance. Any resistance counter with the move ability moves to a random space on the same board section. Okay, so that's what we do. Fighter planes are the only counters that have this ability. So we roll a die, and that's a 2. And again, the random space here, that's a 2, so it's this space. So the fighter moves here. Okay. And then it's resistance barrage, and that is just for the artillery. And finally we have the tech breakthrough. And I'm just wondering, actually, well, I forgot. If this tech track goes on a red space, then you have to place new resistance counters on the board. Okay. I find it strange that it's not written here, actually. Oh yeah, it is. If this reaches a red circle on the track, place one resistance counter in a random space on each board section. Okay, so let's do it. We go for the uppermost section. This is again the infantry. We roll for that. It's a 1. So it's placed here. And the middle section is another infantry, and that's a 2, so I guess this is, yeah, exactly, it's placed here. And the lowest section is tanks. Okay, they're tougher, and that is a 1. Well, okay. There is actually one interesting thing, because the fighter planes were before here. I moved them too early. Normally I should move them after I brought these markers into play. So basically this marker would have gone here while there is another marker already there. And that means that this marker now goes in the middle of the board. But because it has this movement ability, it moves anyway, and actually it moved here, so there is no difference. Just an explanation. Okay, and now we got to roll for tech breakthrough. That's the last thing the resistance does. And we got these 3 phases here. Phase 1 up to here, phase 2, phase 3. And in the first phase we roll 1 die, in the second we roll 2, third one 3 dice. And for every 6 we roll, the humans can draw a human tech card, which is pretty bad. So let's hope we don't roll a 6. And that's a 3, so no technological development for the humans. It's the second turn now, and the yellow player rolls for his action points and for his magic Master of Magic test. So that's a 3. He doesn't get an Alien Menace token, and he's got 3 action points. So, well, wasn't that good. And then the red player rolls. And that's a 6. 6 action points. No Alien Menace token. Okay. So, let's find out. I think, actually, he is gonna play this Gear Up card again. So that is 1 action point. And he's allowed to draw another Space Stuff card. So that says Slavering whatever. Skthurns or whatever. Okay. And that's, that needs to be activated. Gain +2 to your strength total for a single fight, or +3 instead if fighting a hard resistance. Okay, well, that's definitely a good card. So we can place that here. And then there are 2 points left, and we're gonna move here actually. Okay, and we're then allowed to draw another location card. Yeah, that's what we do. Oh my god, this is a forest, this is bad. But now I'm gonna play this Martian Recon, and that says play to force any location card just drawn to be immediately discarded and redrawn. Send in the Martians. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We'll play this card, and that allows us to draw another location card. And this time it says Fairgrounds. Okay. Resistance here are plus d6 to their strength total, which is, well, can be pretty bad. 3 terror points if we capture this location, and 1 resistance card. So we gotta be lucky here. Okay, I would replace that here. Okay, just like that. And then we're gonna draw a resistance card, and that is US Army Infantry. That's good because they're not so strong, and one important thing, they're soft. And because they're soft, that would allow us to transform them into zombies if we kill them. So that might be a very useful card. But first we gotta kill them. We're not allowed to use this because they are soft. Or we could actually use that card, we come in peace, but I'm not sure if that's necessary. Before we decide that, I'm gonna roll a d6 and okay, let's find out. Oh my god, this is a 6, and yeah, because here on the fairgrounds resistance here adds plus d6 to their strength total, so that would be a strength of 9, and I definitely not try this. So I'm gonna play this card now. We come in peace. I love this card. I love the picture, the man with his hat and this terrible looking alien saying we come in peace. I find that great. And then he works every time. Just fantastic. So play during the first fight of a battle to allow the aliens to automatically win that fight. This must be played before fight dice are rolled. Okay, so actually that wasn't a fight dice because it was just a dice that determines how high their basic combat value is. So now we can play this card, and the battle is won. The US Army Infantry is now on the discard pile, and we can place a conquest marker here on the fairgrounds. And then we got to refill our hand, and up to 5 cards, so we're allowed to draw 3 cards. 1, well, that's good. Contagion, that's a great card. It can kill a lot of units if you played it. And that's the second card. This is again a coordinated attack, which gives you some bonus during combat. And the third card is Eating Kittens. Yeah, this is actually, I mean, this game is this picture is great actually, but it gives us 2 additional terror points. But it's pretty expensive. It costs 5 action points to play. So, well, but who knows? Maybe we will play this. Okay, so now it's the red player's turn, and he's got 6 action points. Okay. I wonder why he's just... Oh, I'm not sure actually why he's just got 3 cards. I might have forgotten to draw a new one. But okay, it's too late now for that. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pay 3 action points and draw a Space Stuff card. These are very valuable cards. And that is a Robot Butler. Shall I press the big red button, sir? So this butler gives us a +1 action points. That's pretty good. I'm not sure if it's already for this turn, but I think it's... Well, I think it is actually. Why not? Yeah, why not? So I got 4 action points remaining, and I'm gonna play this card here. That gives me 1 terror point. I'm gonna place that here because it remains in play. So this is 1 terror point, feeding on the dead. So now I got 2 action points left, and I'm gonna move... I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna explore this location. And that is the National Monument. Okay. Resistance here are +1 to their strength total. It's just 1 resistance, 2 terror points. Okay. So let's see what resistance this is. Well, this is a hero. Actually, this is a war veteran. And it doubles the strength. War veteran doubles the base strength of the resistance. Okay. That's not good. Okay, now we draw a second card. Always when you draw a hero card, you got to draw another resistance card. And this is the local police. Okay. So they're not that strong. I always show the pictures because I like the artwork that much. So the local police is not that strong. They just have a strength of 2. So that strength is now doubled because of the war veteran. So now they have a strength of 4. And then the resistance here has a +1 strength. So they have a strength of 5. Okay. But I actually can play an Alien Menace token and use the Necromancy to choose a soft resistance card out of the discard pile and add its strength to your alien strength total for 1 fight. So I think I'm gonna do this. It would be a 3. But you can do this after you rolled the fight dice. So I'm gonna roll the fight dice first and then decide if I want to do that or not. Okay, that's definitely bad because this is a victory no matter what happens. So I'm gonna lose one of my flying saucers. I'm thinking about pushing on, but well, that's a tough decision. I could also play this. Yeah, I think I will do this. Yeah, I'm gonna play diplomatic withdrawal. Why not? So here, and it says, play when one or more aliens would be destroyed at a location. Instead, return all aliens from that location back to the landing site. I just remembered I left the thought probe running. Okay, so we can go back now. And well, it's not an easy decision. So they have a strength of 5 now, and I have a strength of 2, but I could add 3. Well, actually, I could do this twice, so it should be possible actually to gain the national monument. Yeah, it's not easy. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna try it again, and I do a second fight round. And this time they have a 3, I have a 4. So I add my combat value together, it's a 6. And they have a 3, so that gives them a 2, 4, 5. So they have an 8. I have a 6, they have an 8. If I now use one of these tokens to do the necromancy ability, I can get this US Army infantry. I can bring them on the battlefield as zombies. So I got an additional strength of 3 now. So I have now a strength of 9, while the others have a strength of 8. So I actually conquer the national monument. So even with the war veteran, the local police was not able to defend it against the zombie horde. Yeah, great. Okay. And again, I'm gonna refill my hand. Can draw 3 cards. And this is Contagion. We had this before. It's good to kill enemies. And the next one is Rebuild. Well, that's also pretty good. You can use this if a site is demolished, then you can rebuild that site so that it still gives you its terror points. And then we can draw the last card. This is Invasion Plans. And that says, okay, play to allow any player rolling 4 action points to roll an extra die and choose which to use. Okay, that's always good. So, then it's the resistance phase again. We move on. This time it's no red space, it's a, well, yellow or gray one. And we can now move the resistance. Let's find out. There are these fighter planes and they move to location 6. Well, that's here actually, that's the national monument. So they attack. And also they have a strength now of 7. An additional strength, so that we now have to fight. Okay, that's bad, because they have a 12 and I have a 4, so that's pretty bad. This guy is destroyed. Here. The good thing is that the check if there are any locations liberated happened before the movement of the fighter. So if we can destroy the fighter in the next turn, we don't have to fight the resistance here again, because we still there is still this conquest marker on the location. And finally we roll for the tech breakthrough. And we roll again one die, and that's a 5. No breakthrough here. So we can go on with the next turn. Okay, I just remember that I forgot to draw an event card for the resistance. That's pretty important, so I'm going to do this now. Oh, and this is the atomic bomb. This is a very, very bad card. Maybe the worst of all. It says the location on the board with the most aliens, at least 2, is targeted by an atomic bomb as described above. More than 1 are tired, all are targeted. Okay. And it says play on any space except the landing site. Any aliens there are instantly destroyed. Place a demolished marker in that space. Okay. Well, that's bad. Because, well, there was, at the time this card should have been drawn, there was 1 alien here, there is 1 alien here, but here we have 2. So actually the atomic bomb will explode in the fairgrounds, and they're both destroyed. And then this demolished marker is placed there. Okay, so for now this gives us 0 terror points, and it also has a 0 defense value. But it's yeah, well, that's pretty bad. The good thing is that the red player has this rebuild card, so well, we can simply play that card in the next turn to remove the marker. So we still have our 3 terror points. Okay, so now we're done with that event card. Okay, before I'm gonna upload this, I'm gonna do a short resume. Well, right now we have, well, we have 3 terror points, and well, we're gonna have these 3 in the next turn for sure, basically. So these are gonna be 6 terror points, but I'm afraid we might actually lose this. Okay, because there's this fighter here. So it's 4 or 6 terror points, and we need 16. But we're at the beginning, it's turn number 2 right now. And, well, actually this guy is pretty strong. He's got some space stuff cards. So I guess we're doing okay until now. Let's see how this goes on.